Hi, I am José Valim, the creator of the Elixir programming language. So my presentation was about Livebook, which is a computational notebook platform for the Elixir programming language. And the presentation talked about several topics. We talked about concurrency, we talked about distribution, we talked about web machine learning. And the idea is to show, like, when you have a platform, when you have a tool that is targeted to your programming language and your environment, you can do wonderful things with it. You can get code and run it on 64 nodes. You can start doing machine learning tasks and understand the code that you write, all in a very visual and intuitive way. So Livebook is definitely inspired in Jupyter Notebooks, and one of the nice things about Jupyter Notebooks is that they have been the main player for such a long time that there is a lot of use cases, there's a lot of research, things that document what Jupyter does really well. There's a lot of documentation on the areas that Jupyter can improve. So when we started, we wanted, because we have a clean slate, we have two goals. So one's like, look, Elixir is a programming language that is functional, concurrent, and distributed. So if we're starting from scratch, how it is to build an environment that builds on those properties and make those properties first class. So for example, one of the most common complaints about Jupyter Notebooks that they are hard to reproduce. So we're able to get the Elixir nature as a functional programming language and the clean slate to solve that problem from the foundation. And so yeah, it's definitely inspired by Jupyter Notebooks, but our goal is exactly, to use that clean slate to tackle problems through different angles and get new properties from that. So the Livebook adoption has been really great in the Elixir community. So for example, we just had Elixir conference in United States a couple months ago, and a lot of people say it felt like Livebook Conf because again, like it's a computation notebook platform running on the browser where you can run code and see visualizations. So if you want to give a talk like I gave mine, for example, everything was live coded, right? So it's a really good environment to get people to try out and experience things. So a lot of speakers, they were using that to show how the code works, to show examples, to show results. So the adoption in the Elixir community has been fantastic. And just now, like coming at Lambda World for me is like one of the reasons is to get to the functional community and say, hey, we have this tool that is targeted to functional programming languages, right? And we are doing ML, we are doing data analysis. So what do you think about this, right? And how would you use it? How would you incorporate it in your day-to-day? So just now you're starting to go out and reach out to other communities, such as the functional community. And hopefully soon we are going to start reaching out to the Python community as well and get their feedback on what is good, what is different, what is worse, because we start with a clean slate, so things are going to be better, some things are going to be worse. So we are on that journey right now to get more people to talk about it, use it, and we'll see where that will take us. I think the main reason why you would try Erlang or Elixir is really the Erlang virtual machine. I say, and it's no exaggeration, Elixir only exists because of the Erlang virtual machine. So I'll try to make a long story really short. So the way I found functional programming was actually because I was working with Ruby at the time, and this was like 14 years ago, and everybody was talking about concurrency. So, the new programming languages at the time, like Clojure, Go, Swift came a little bit later. All the new programming languages, they were talking about concurrency. Concurrent was an essential feature. So as a developer, I was like, everybody's talking about concurrency. I want to learn more about it. And then I went to learn a bunch of different languages. I found functional programming, decided to go deeper into that. And as I was studying all those different functional programming languages, I found Erlang. And the thing that fascinated me about Erlang is that, look, everybody at the time wanted to have an answer for concurrency. But what happens, so concurrency is that if you have one machine, you want to use all the resources of that one machine efficiently. But what happens when your problem does not run on a single machine anymore? You need multiple machines, right? So now you need distribution. So the beautiful thing about Erlang is that not only they solved concurrency 3 decades ago, but they also solved the next problem, distribution, also 3 decades ago. So for me, it was amazing. I was like, it really opened my eyes. I was like, everybody's talking about concurrency, but there's this platform that solved that and the next problem a long, long time ago. So in my keynote presentation, I was giving exactly the point, like the Erlang virtual machine exists for such a long time, and we are still getting those abstractions and applying them to new use cases like machine learning, to fantastic results, like to streamline workflows in a way that you can't do in any other technology. So I really think like the Erlang virtual machine and all the trade-offs they made when designing that is the reason to try those languages, because it's a absolutely fantastic piece of software that even if we say, look, I'm not going to use this on my day-to-day, after you take it for a dance, you're going to come enlightened through all the different trade-offs and ways that it explores, it explores building concurrent software, fault-tolerant software, and so on. The event has been great so far. So it's in Cádiz, which is a beautiful city, and it's 3 days of events. So every day we can go out to beautiful places with beautiful and smart people and talk about all different kinds of technologies, because one of the exciting things about me here is that, yes, there's a little bit of Elixir, there's a little bit of Erlang, there's a little bit of Scala, Haskell, Kotlin. So you get all those different programming languages, functional programming languages, and this exchange of ideas. Oh, what is this ecosystem is exploring now? And this one exploring, and try to make sense of everything and talk to everyone about those ideas. It's really exciting.